Hello, happy crafting friends! Welcome back to another week of crafting. This week we are doing a Glowforge project, which I am so excited about. It's been a minute since I've used the Glowforge, and I really want to try out making these cute acrylic keychains. So today is a super beginner-friendly project. The amount of materials you need are so few. Like, there's not a lot you need, and we're going to be doing it with the Glowforge Aura. This project is compatible on the Glowforge Spark, Glowforge Aura, or any of the regular original Glowforge series. Okay, but before we dive into the project, I have got to show you something that came in the mail that I am so excited about. You might have noticed that my background is a little bit bland, it's a little bit plain, and that is because I'm completely redoing it. It's gonna be this awesome YouTube backdrop because I've decided it's time. You know, it's time to have a real YouTube backdrop. There's gonna be wallpaper back there, there's gonna be a sign back there. It's gonna look like a built-in situation, but it's actually just furniture from IKEA. So let me know if you want like a tour of all that once I put it up. It'll be up in the next couple of weeks. If you want me to kind of show it off and tell you everything that I got, just let me know in the comments. But the first piece of the puzzle came in the mail, and I have to show you. Drum roll. I am obsessed. It's gonna go on the wall. It's my new logo, and I love it! The first piece has come in that's gonna go on the wall behind me. Of course, there's gonna be lots of like LED lights and stuff, but that is not lit. And I am just beyond excited about it. So I'm excited to put that up. Had to show you before we dive into our project today. Let's go ahead and move to the next part, which is what materials do you need for this Glowforge project? This is the really easy part today because we're using Glowforge Proofgrade materials, so you really don't need all that much. That's one thing I like about most Glowforge projects is you really don't need that many materials. So let's go through what you do need today. You need Proofgrade acrylic. Now, I do want to take a second and talk about acrylic with the Glowforge Aura and with the Glowforge Spark. So if you're new to the Glowforge world, this is just useful information to know, especially before you purchase a Glowforge, because different Glowforges are different types of lasers, which means they can cut different types of materials, and there are some strict rules and guidelines. So for instance, the Spark and the Aura is what I have, are diode lasers, which means they struggle to cut certain kinds of acrylic, particularly light pastel colors, white and clear. You want to be really careful what kinds of acrylic you get for that machine, which is why today we're using brighter colors. We're using a green and this teal for our keychains. So just keep that in mind if you're headed towards purchasing a Glowforge. If you know you're gonna wanna cut lighter color acrylics or clear or white, you're definitely gonna wanna get more the Pro series or something in that realm, because that diode laser on the Aura and the Spark cannot cut that type of acrylic. With that being said, when it comes to acrylic, I usually just opt for Proofgrade materials because I know that my Aura can cut these well. And also I love the little QR code feature. So if you don't know about this, I just have to brag on it for a second because it really is like the biggest time saver, and it makes me feel so comfortable using new materials with Glowforge because of this QR code. So let me explain it. So on all Proofgrade materials, they come with this little QR code, which means when I put this in my Glowforge, the camera inside the Glowforge will read this QR code and automatically apply the perfect settings to cut, engrave, or score this material right into my Glowforge app, which is absolutely insane and also awesome because it's such a time saver. It's also efficient because it means I'm not wasting money on materials like test cutting over and over again and making sure I get it just right. The Glowforge does all that for you. If you're new to Glowforge or if you're thinking about a Glowforge, this is one of the few times where I highly recommend spending a little bit extra, going for the Glowforge brand Proofgrade materials, because it's really gonna help you learn what cut settings to use for different things, because it does it for you. We can see right there on the material, this is compatible with the Aura, the Pro, the Plus, and the Basic. I bought this before the Glowforge Spark existed, but this also would be compatible with the Spark. I think it would just need to be a little bit smaller. So again, we are using Eco Thin Teal and we are using Eco Thin Green, both sheets of acrylic for our keychains today. And then let me show you the little jump rings that I bought to attach them and make them an actual keychain. Okay, so here's our little lobster, I think they're called lobster rings or lobster claws or something. Let me see. Yeah, I think they're called like lobster claws, but I bought these on Amazon. I will link them in the description of this video so you can get these exact ones if you want them. But it comes with like a jump ring and it comes with the little lobster claw to make it into a keychain. So we're gonna be attaching these hopefully with our hands, because I don't know where my jewelry pliers are, after we cut our acrylic. And that is all you need for today's project. I do recommend also having a fire extinguisher, not because we anticipate a fire, but just because whenever we use our laser, it's always good to have some fire safety in place, just in case. So I'm gonna go ahead and count that as a material. Make sure you have a small fire extinguisher handy anytime you're cutting with a laser, or sublimating for that matter. I've actually had more fire issues sublimating than cutting with a laser. Not sure what that says about me, but I did catch a sublimation oven on fire, but only once. Okay, that being said, let's hop over to the computer. I'm going to screen share with you and we're gonna walk through the process of setting up our file in the Glowforge app, and then we're gonna be ready to get cutting. Okay, so here we are in the Glowforge app. I'm gonna go ahead and go to My Designs. I did already download this design to my Glowforge app, but I just wanna show you really quick that you can just search designs here in the Glowforge app. And once you find what you want, you can just, if it has this little lightning bolt next to it, it means it's free with a Glowforge premium subscription, which I highly recommend if you're just kind of trying out new things like I am. And like, let's say you wanted these conversation hearts, you can actually just click Get Design and it will add it to your designs automatically. So then when I go to My Designs, there's the little conversation hearts that we just talked about. And I'm gonna go back home and go back to My Designs and grab this flower keychain because that's what we're doing today. So you can see it has a little number 2 next to it. That just means that this is a 2-step cut because we have our backing layer here and then we also have like our little flower that goes on top. So I'm gonna start with part 1. I'm gonna click on it and it's gonna go ahead and render our design right there in the Glowforge. You can't really see it right now because I don't have any material actually placed in the Glowforge, but I'm gonna walk away for just a second and go ahead and put my blue acrylic inside my Glowforge machine, and you'll see that the camera will then pick up the material and you'll see it here on the screen. So hold on one second, let me do that part and you can kind of see what that looks like. Okay, so here we are next to my Glowforge machine. I don't have a seat over here, so I'm literally doing a wall sit right now, so we're also getting some exercise in. But putting your materials in your Glowforge is literally as simple as just lifting the hood, making sure the QR code is facing up so the camera can read it, and just placing it on the bed of your Glowforge right on top of that metal grate, and then closing the lid. And that's it. The camera's gonna read that QR code, and we're gonna see it come up on our screen here in just a second. Okay, so as we can see here on the screen, it has already picked up the material, and up here in the top left corner, you can see it knows it is the Eco Thin Teal Acrylic. It's already auto input the speeds and the power for this cut setting. And if I click on it, I can see that it knows to cut on a speed of 6, a power of 10, and 8 passes. So I don't actually have to touch any of that. It's already done for me, which is again, a reason why I love Proofgrade materials with the Glowforge. If I wanted to, if this was like an already cut on piece of material and maybe there was like a big hole right here where I had cut something previously, you can freehand move around your items to be placed where you want them on your material. But this is a brand new piece of acrylic, so I'm just gonna leave it where it is and let it get started. I am going to hit this little drop down here and make sure it knows my air filter is attached. I highly recommend always cutting with the air filter with your Aura because it really just prevents your room from getting smoky and it maintains the health of your Glowforge for much longer. And you can see right here that my air filter is attached and ready to go. So now that I've checked all of those things, I'm already ready to cut, so I'm gonna hit print right here. It's gonna prepare my print, and then when it's ready to go, my Glowforge button is gonna glow blue, and it will be ready for me to press it and start this cut. Now that it's already warming up, it's about to get kind of loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop off the computer portion of this, and let's let our Glowforge do the actual cutting. So I've already hopped off the computer portion, but I do just want to let you know that it's verifying the alignment of the camera right now, which it's telling me on the screen. Okay, I do want to come back here to the Glowforge app for just a second because I want to show you something really cool that happened. It actually was sitting on a custom setting that I didn't realize. So when we were looking over here and we saw these little custom cut settings, it was something different a second ago, but it was showing settings. I thought it was reading the settings from the acrylic, but then I got this little alert down here after it told me how long it was going to take to do the cut. It said, these are not the recommended settings for this material. This can result in fire or damage to your Glowforge. So I said, something's wrong. So I went and I clicked on it and I hit the back button and I selected Proofgrade Cut, which means it's doing the recommended settings, which means I must have had a setting carried over from earlier that I didn't realize. So as soon as I did that, the little warning went away down here. It's still gonna take just as long to cut, but like that's totally fine. I can actually, even if I want to, I think I could cancel and let it recalibrate with these new settings just to be sure, because I think the time estimate is gonna go down. So let's look at that really quick. But now we're gonna get a much more accurate cut, because for some reason it was like harboring a custom cut from earlier. So we're gonna let it verify the alignment again. We're gonna let it tell us how long it's gonna take to do this cut. And then we're gonna let it get started cutting now that we won't have that error message. So I wanted to show you guys that. I've actually never had that happen before, but I think that is really cool that it warns you if you're doing a setting that's not recommended, because I probably would not have noticed. So yeah, this cut that was gonna take 42 minutes is now gonna take 10. That makes so much more sense. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, hop over to the Glowforge and let it start cutting. Okay, so as you can see, the Glowforge button is illuminated, telling us it's ready to start cutting. So I'm just gonna press that button and then it's gonna get fired up and start cutting. Okay, so the Glowforge just finished cutting. So I'm just going to lift the lid, and all you do is just remove your material. It actually has already cut all the way through, as you can see. So I'm just going to set this off to the side here. Sorry for the bent camera angle. And then we're gonna grab our little inside pieces here, and we will work with these here in just a minute. But first, let's cut our second layer. Okay, so as you just saw, we just cut our first layer. Here's what's left behind. And then here's our two flowers. We will be peeling the protective layer off of both sides in just a minute. And then here's our little centers. We don't need those probably, but we're just gonna set them off to the side for now. And now we are ready to cut our green layer of acrylic. So I'm gonna hop back over to the computer and show you how to set up your second layer. Okay, here we are back in the Glowforge. It's telling me that our print is done, so we're just gonna dismiss that. It's also telling me our lid is open, which we already know. So we're going to go to this little drop-down menu and we're gonna select part 2, which is what we are now doing. It's gonna render our design. It thinks that the teal acrylic is still in the hood, and that's just because I haven't closed it with a new material in it yet. So just like we did before, I'm just gonna take my green, set it in there, close the lid, and then you're gonna see here on the computer screen as soon as it registers it. So I just closed the lid. It should take just a couple seconds, and there we are. So I'm just gonna move this a little farther down. It probably would have been fine. I probably didn't need to do that, but I'm going to. We see that we have our little keychain hole layer and then our actual flower layer. And we can also see that if we click on this, it is doing the Proofgrade cut, which is what is compatible with the acrylic. And we can also see that it pulled in our Eco Thin green acrylic by scanning the QR code. So everything looks in order here. So we're just gonna hit print. It's gonna prepare and calibrate, and then it's gonna let us know on the screen how long it's gonna take to do this cut. Okay, so it says this cut is gonna take 2 minutes and 40 seconds. It's a quick one. We're ready to go. So I'm gonna jump off the computer screen and I'll show you how we press go, just like last time. Okay, we're just gonna press our illuminated go button and we are off to the races. Okay, this layer is done. So we're just gonna lift the hood, pull out our excess, take it over to our table. We have cut both of our layers now. I'm gonna just pop out this green one. Easy. So to take off the little protective covering, I usually use a weeding hook. So we're gonna use this little guy today. You can do this with just anything sharp. You don't necessarily have to have a weeding hook, but I do find it's a little bit easier to have something really sharp to kind of help you pick up the edge there. And then once you kind of have it picked up a bit, you can typically use your finger to peel it the rest of the way off. But it is good to have something to kind of help you get it started. And I find it's like peeling a fruit where like you get bonus points if you do it all in one piece. Okay, so there's one side peeled. Now I'm gonna peel the other side really quick of this one. So the green is gonna be our backing layer, you can see. Peeling, peeling, peeling. All right, and we have our little keychain hole right here. It actually fell out just a second ago while I was doing that. So now I'm gonna peel the top protective layer off of the blue. Don't be afraid of hurting the acrylic either. Like, it's pretty strong. I've never like messed it up doing this. Watch, this will be the one time I do after I've said that. I love this blue color. I think it's really cute. Almost got that one all in one piece. Gonna flip it over and do the back. Remember that the first layer actually cut 2 flower pieces. One of them doesn't have the keychain hole though, so I'm actually not entirely sure what that piece is for. So we're not gonna use it. I think it's for an alternate little flower if you didn't want it to be a keychain. So we have both of our layers here. We have our backing layer and our blue layer, and we are just going to glue those together. I'm using B7000 glue today. I should have included that in the supplies list. So sorry. You do need glue to glue this together. So all we're gonna do is place like a little dab here, a little dab on each little petal, and then we're gonna press it down. The thing we're gonna have to be mindful of here is lining up our little keychain hole. So I'm gonna be really careful to do that. You can slide it around a bit when you're first placing it. Oh, it is so cute. I like the green and the blue here together. And I'm just gonna kind of tap it down with my finger, and then I'm gonna give it a minute to dry. Kind of smushing it around to realign that little keychain hole if we get messed up. You know what? I just realized something. I'm pulling it off. The reason why this one doesn't have a keychain hole is because you can actually put it right there in the middle and the keychain hole is not even visible. That's gonna align it so much better. We're gonna use the other one that doesn't have a keychain hole, so that way the top layer can be a little more in the middle. This is all gonna make sense in a moment. I'm so glad I caught that before it dried. I thought I needed to line up the keychain holes. Turns out the top layer doesn't actually need to overlap the keychain hole at all if we want it to be centered on the backing, which we do. This is gonna be so much better. Yeah, okay. You should be able to see now why that's better. So now the keychain hole is actually only on the backing. One thing we love about B7000 glue is it dries clear. So I'm just gently pressing it down, letting it adhere. So this piece could be a standalone keychain. You don't have to put this one on a backing because it has its own little keychain hole. That makes so much more sense. And then this one is the little 2-layer keychain. Love the green and the blue together. I think it's really cute. You could even come in with vinyl and like put your initials on it, or you could come in and add some glitter or just make it extra fun if you wanted to. You could also glue your little circle piece, your little circle center down if you wanted to. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave the center just open. Okay, so now that this is somewhat dry, we're gonna attach our little jump rings. We're just gonna grab one jump ring here and one little lobster claw. I think that's what they're called. Okay, so I just aligned my little jump ring there, sliding it through. So cute already. Now, I don't know how to attach these fully. Oh, I have to put it on the jump ring. That's about to be fun. Probably should have done that first. That's okay. All right, so now I'm gonna put my little lobster claw on here, just sliding it on. That was actually really easy. And there you go. We did it. Look how cutie. So little keychains with the Glowforge, easy peasy. There you have it. Look how cute that is. So cute. I'm gonna go ahead and put a jump ring on this one because why not? We already made it. And we'll do it in the right order this time too. This time we're gonna put our little lobster claw on first. Someone's gonna roast me in the comments. That's probably not at all how you're supposed, what that's called, but. And then sliding my jump ring through again. And there we go. 2 cutie little keychains. I love the bright colors, very springy and fun. It's rare that I don't opt for pink. We're doing something different today with the blue and the green, and I love it. It's giving bikini bottom a little bit. So that's it. That's making keychains with your Glowforge. Super fun, beginner-friendly project, but good working with acrylic project for your Glowforge. These would make cute little party favors for like a 70s themed party. These would be great on your key ring or even in your car. I think they're cute that it's like kind of a little matching set too. So like you could keep one, your friend could keep one, and they're like a little different, but a little bit the same. They're really cute. And obviously this was a very quick project and a very easy project. So again, perfect beginner-friendly Glowforge project, which we love. I hope you loved this project today as much as I did. Be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you don't miss a thing, because I am making the crafting projects every single week over here. And there will be Glowforge projects, Cricut Joy projects, Cricut Maker projects, and who knows, maybe we'll even try something new at some point, and I might try my hand at like embroidery or something. Lord help us all if I decide to do that, but who knows, it can happen. Definitely follow along. If you don't already follow me on social media, definitely reach out to me on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I'm at It's Laura Lambert on all platforms. Shoot me a DM, let me know what you're crafting and what you're making. I would love to hear from you. Until I see you again for another crafting project, happy crafting and happy keychain making.